What is good, YouTuber breakdown? Anthony Edwards. This man can get to the basket whenever he wants. He can finish with his left. He can finish with his right. He's explosive. He's long. He's lanky. That's why he was the #1 pick. As you see, he likes to burst, going straight to the basket and use angles and Euro steps to get to the basket and finish. He also likes to get a lot of space off screen so he can get a first step and be able to go straight at a defender and use his acrobatic and his length and size and athleticism to finish. He also has a decent handle to where he can use his craftiness to carve out space to get his hands free to get to the backboard if he can't dunk it. He also has the ability to dunk it when he gets to the paint, but he also can play in transition because of his speed. He's smart enough to make the right decision most of the time, and he can make tough finishes because he got a soft touch. I love seeing him do that. He also, when having a good screen from town, Gobert, he likes to use the rim as protection so that way he can't get blocked by a center on the other side of the rim. He also likes the Euro step for the same reason. It allows you to freeze the defender to free up space to get a clean look at the basket and get it off. And like I said, in transition, he's athletic, he's fast. It's hard to get him when he's free in space, and he likes to finish with dunks, and he can high fly. I love what I see out of him when it comes to passing. He gets to the basket so easy sometimes, and especially off screens, where he can just set guys up for easy opportunities. They don't have the greatest three-point shooters, but once this team continues to get built around him and Towns, it'll open up to where everybody's jobs gets easier because they're so good individually. And I like the fact that he can finish with contact. You can bump him, you can knock him around. He can still use his size and his soft touch to finish. I love what I've seen out of this because he's creative in the air, and the fact that he uses his foots and his handles to get the space and gives him time to figure out what decision he wants to make. He's still working on his three-point game. He was an average to below average scorer in college based off percentages, but it was also because of the spacing and the teams that he played with. He has upgraded that from a rookie to now. He can score off the dribble. He can score by creating space, his own space, or with screens. If you give him the opportunity, he's very confident and very cocky in his three-point game. He can do it just coming straight at you too, and it's just really tough to cover when he's feeling it. I love his defense. I feel like he really applies that area to his game off and on. He can be a subpar defender. He has the tools and the length to be a great defender if he so choose. It just some days he feels it, some moments he feels it, and some opportunities he wants to seize it as either they want to come back and get a W, or he wants to send a message to a specific player or a specific team. He tends to step it up in those moments. It's unfortunate that his mentality becomes that, but it's more of the truth. But he has high effort plays to where if he plays hard every possession, he can be an all NBA defender. He has everything physically to do it, and he has the mentality to do it when he's locked in and engaged, and his intent is on to lock up with somebody. He can get it done. And you see, this is against one of the best teams in the NBA, and he literally just had moments where he looked like one of the best defenders in the league in spurts, and you just want to see that out of a young player more often, just because it just shows you they want to win and they're willing to do whatever it takes to win, even going out their way, putting maximum effort to get a stop. And he has shown so much capabilities of doing these things, and it just makes the game easier for his teammates, especially when he's using that size and that quickness and that wingspan to just gobble up steals and blocks. It's nothing that this man can do. He even can knock down shots when they're spot up in transition just because he can create so much havoc with his athleticism. And he will come at you full speed and finish on you, even if it's not a dunk. And he can get an and one, and he does that beautifully. I love the fact that Anthony Edwards is a guy that can be very confident in big moments and big situations, and I love the fact that he has a game that can age to the point where he can be a superstar in this NBA, and he can be the best player in the league if he puts his mind to it. The problem is, does he want it? Can he put enough work in, and can he be consistent? That's my only questions when it comes to Anthony Edwards' game. Everything else, he has it all figured out already young in his career. It's just about getting the rest of it done consistently, and that's going to be my biggest question for him. His biggest weaknesses to me is the mid-range game and the three-point game. He can make contested threes. He can make threes off the dribble, but he doesn't do it consistently. And he don't really have an in-between game when it comes to posting up, hitting jumpers, hitting mid-range shots, hitting floaters. He doesn't have that efficiency in his game. And sometimes he'd rather go straight to the basket or shoot a contested three than get an easy layup or get a mid-range jumper or a floater, which can make his offense a little inconsistent. And especially because he got Rudy Gobert and Towns in the paint sometimes, it's easier to get an easy bucket from the mid-range. A pull-up jumper can help. A floater can help. Just being able to hit spot-up threes could help. And I think that can just make his game more efficient and more easier, especially because he have capable shooters and capable playmakers on his team. And as they upgrade the team to become a championship team, I think that will only help his game, and it can evolve to where he can be an elite combo guard playmaker in the game. And he can find Rudy Gobert on lob opportunities and other guys on spot up opportunities with his cutting and passing and his playmaking. Just because he gains so much attention, it's just gonna make their jobs easier too on the offensive end.